that the National Prosecuting Authority confirming that it has applied for leave to appeal the contempt of court order and warrant of arrest issued against the prosecutor Mkhuseli Ntaba. The legal action stems from the high-profile extortion and money laundering case of taxi boss Joe Ferrari Sibanyoni and his co-accused. During the bail application in the Kwaggafontein Magistrates Court in Mpumalanga, Ntaba failed to appear, prompting the chief magistrate there to hold him in contempt and striking the case off the roll and issuing a warrant for his arrest. For more on this now, let's chat about this particular appeal to the NPA's spokesperson, Kwaggafontein. Mr. Kwaggafontein, thank you very much indeed for making time for us this morning. Now, you've already been on record saying there are parts that you are appealing and specifically relating to the conviction of the prosecutor in absentia and the warrant of arrest. It seems you are now much clearer in terms of the details of why he did not pitch. You said yesterday to my colleagues in our earlier programs that he feared for his life. Who does he allege threatened him?
Thank you very much, and thank you to your viewers. Obviously, that part is still being investigated because we need to understand the people that talked to him and then all the people that warned him about what was about to happen on that particular day. But all we know for now, while the internal investigation is going on, is the fact that he was told that he will be eliminated if he goes to the court on that day.
That was my next question, Mr. Kwaggafontein. Eliminated, in other words, he will be killed. Do we know anything more about the extent of further threats that were made to him, if at all?
Not at the moment. Our investigation indicated that we will get the report maybe early in the week to understand all the details, because it's not only what he says that is going to be looked at, it's also all the people that are involved in the whole process.
It does, however, seem, Mr. Kwaggafontein, there seems to be an about turn by the National Prosecuting Authority, because in the earlier statement, there was an earlier statement by the NPA that had been issued, and basically what you had said at the time was that, there were charges or there was some disciplinary action that was going to be taken against the prosecutor. That statement indicated so, but this latest statement now indicates you're going to appeal this decision that was taken by the magistrate. Was this an error on your part as the NPA, or the fact that you did not have sufficient information at the time that you had issued that first press release?
No, it wasn't an error. It was a Griselda, because what we did, we were reacting on the information before us at the time, and we were not able to get hold of the prosecutor at the time. We didn't know what was going on, and therefore the best thing at the time was to then suspend him pending an investigation, which we have done, and we are in the process of doing. Therefore, there's no change of heart. We wanted to say, to react immediately to what was happening at the time. And therefore, we then had to look at all the facts before us, and then that is how we then got to say, okay, with the facts that we are now having and the fact that we feel that the magistrate might have erred in making those decisions, we will then do this, because we also have to protect the prosecutor while we are investigating, because the suspension was a precautionary one just to make sure that we investigate, but also take him out of this space such that he is not involved in this thing until we are done with this investigation.
Yeah, and what support, I think, Mr. Kwaggafontein, you're planning to give this prosecutor, because clearly there seems to be some sort of safety concern, not just with him that deals with some high-profile matters, but clearly in this instance, even though we had seen quite a strong police presence around that particular area, what support does this mean will be given to him, given the safety concerns?
Yeah, I can tell you now that even during the court, as you are saying, he was protected throughout. Therefore, it was very clear to us that this is a high-profile case. We needed to be protected. And therefore, now the continuation of the process will happen, and we cannot divulge what exactly that would be, because that would be a breach of security if we put it in a public space.
And I mean, what does this do, or how does it even affect the morale of prosecutors in instances like this where they aren't able to do their jobs and are being threatened in the execution of their duties? This is not the first time that we're hearing about this. We've seen some prosecutors or some lawyers being gunned down, even here in Johannesburg. And I'm not saying this is what's going to happen in this case, but there clearly are very serious safety concerns.
No, we remain resolute, and we are going to be fearless as the NPA, and we are engaging with our partners in the JCPS cluster to make sure that we are protecting all the officials of the court, including our prosecutors, because it is very important that the law is seen to be done. We cannot have a situation where people fear to even go and give evidence, or prosecutors fear to do their job. That cannot be the case. Therefore, this is something that is a worrying factor, and we are engaging with all the other JCPS, especially the police.
And it's quite clear from your statement, Mr. Kganyago, that you do believe that the magistrate had erred in the decisions that were taken. So regarding the magistrate, you asked for written reasons for the decisions that were taken. How much time have you given for a response?
We have not given a specific time, but if you look in our statement, we are saying there that we are hopeful that the magistrate will respond within a reasonable time. So, because this is a matter of agency, because when the decision is made, all that we need is to say, why did you do this? Why did you do that? So that we are able to supplement our grounds of the leave to appeal, so that we are able to, when it sits, we have got all the facts before us.
Yeah, and with the leave to appeal, suggesting, of course, that you believe that the magistrate erred in those decisions, and perhaps, if you're not satisfied with the reasons that are given, will you look at reporting this particular matter to the Magistrates Commission?
Yeah, that is an option before us. Therefore, we will just have to look at all the facts before we make some of these decisions, but it's an option that we are looking at also.
Mr. Kganyago, we've also seen reports of a member of parliament or members of parliament allegedly telephoning the complainant in this particular matter, of course, the 2.2 million alleged extortion case against Mr. Joe Ferrari Sibanyoni and his co-accused. Is the NPA aware of this? Do you know who these allegations are being made against?
No, we don't. We have also seen it moving around in the public space, and we do not have the full facts around it. But obviously, the investigating officer in the police will have to look at some of those things to see how they impact the case.
All right. And just lastly, I know that you're still waiting for a response from the magistrate, but I will ask you anyway, Mr. Kganyago, when are we likely to see these charges reinstated? Tomorrow, next week? I know you've not given a time frame. You've not given a time frame in particular for the magistrate to respond. So what are we looking at here? I'm sure many are looking to this case to see what the NPA will do, because you're quite adamant that these charges need to be reinstated.
No, definitely it will happen. We cannot give a definite date, but it will happen sooner rather than later, because the first thing that we did was this leave to appeal, which we have sent yesterday. And then now we have also appointed a reputable senior counsel who is advising us on the approach that we need to take in terms of this case being struck off the roll. And once that is done, which might be early in the week, we will see when this is the soonest that we can put back this matter onto the roll.
All right, and you'll surely let us know. Thank you very much indeed. Kaiser Kganyago, the spokesperson of the National Prosecuting Authority.